Hey guys, happy Thursday and welcome to the creative writing class where we have what's called Picture This. It is I, your friend, your songwriting partner, and your co-producer, Joe Seavey. And again, like I said, Thursdays always are a creative writing class. And what we call that is Picture This. And what that means is we write a song, or we write lyric, not a song, but we write lyrics based on a photograph. I usually find a photograph is very cool, controversial, or graphic, or just something that's vivid about it or captures some sort of an imagination. Sometimes it tells a story, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just a picture. It could be a balloon. It could be, one time it was a hand sticking out of the water with another hand coming out from the water to pull the person out of the water. And so today, the picture is, looks like a mannequin's, or like a mannequin's face, and it's in the back, it's coming apart like graphically, like computer graphics. I'm going to show you the picture in just a minute here. Okay, so that's the picture. And so for those of you who've never done this class before with me, most of you have, but some of you might have not. So what we do is we write a series of words. Usually, because I'm a songwriter, we write words that would fit lyrically as a chorus maybe, or a verse or whatever, but usually I try to write choruses first. As a songwriter, I always feel like choruses are harder to come up with than verses. And when you already have the theme for the chorus, it's kind of easier to write around that chorus to come up with verses and bridges and, second verses and whatnot. So, because of the picture and the way it's like coming apart in pieces, I decided to call it Picking Up All the Pieces. And, when I looked at it, there were so many ways I could have went, with that picture. It's kind of really open to, you could sing about the future, it could have been about anything. But for some reason, when I looked at it and I saw all the pieces, the fragments and the pieces falling off of the head, I just heard that, picking up all the pieces, or like the pieces were falling off, and I figured, like, the pieces were falling off, what would you do? You'd pick them up, right? You'd pick up all the pieces. And the words pick up all the pieces have a deep meaning, like, it could be literally, like in the picture, it's kind of literal, but at the same time, it's also, it could be metaphorically picking up all the pieces, And so, again, like I always do, I start to, turn my imagination on based on what I'm looking at. And, again, I'm going to explain this. One of the reasons we do this class, where we look at a picture and have to come up with ideas based on a picture, it's kind of a nice way to just come up with ideas when your creativity might, like when you write music or you have to be creative and write something at a certain day on a certain time, it's not always easy to do because you might not feel that creative that day. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you just want to watch TV and space out. I mean, we don't always feel like we're on, every minute of the day. So these are little tricks that I use for myself in order to get the creative machinery moving up here in the cranium. So, and it's really good because, it's sort of like a visual motivation to write things based on what you're seeing and opening up your imagination. And like I say all the time, there is no wrong way to do this. Not one wrong way. Remember, I always tell you this too. When you come up with your ideas for your story based on what you're looking at, that is your universe. There's no rules. There's no right way versus a wrong way to do it. It's what you hear, what you see, and you're the boss. You're the boss of your universe. You're the president, you're the king, you're the queen. You own it. There's no wrong way to go about it. I don't care if you look at that picture and wrote about a vacuum cleaner. That's up to you. But, like I say all the time, try to be creative, try to think outside the box, and try to think of a universal way to say something that's been said a lot of times. One of the coolest things about writing songs is like there's always a new way to say I love you. And people always have found new ways to say what a lot of songs have always said. The classic I love you. But instead of just saying I love you, there's so many fun and wonderful and creative ways you can do that. And, one of the best ways is, the more command you have over the English language, the more opportunities and possibilities are going to be able to come from your mind. This is why it's so important to read a lot, to do a lot of research. I know you guys watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV. But I also read a lot. And it helps your mind open up. And, if I'm always, my mind is always stimulated. I'm always trying to, keep my mind open, and everything I look at could be a possible new song idea or a new possible just creative outlet. I'm always working on my next song, even when I'm not aware that I'm doing it, So picture this is just a wonderful exercise to get you motivated and open up your mind for creativity. Like I said, creativity, sometimes you have to write a song between the hours of 1 and 4 o'clock because you have somebody coming over and you have to write with them, and that's the way it is. But you're not really feeling all that creative. How do you get yourself into that mindset? Well, little things like this will help. If somebody brings up an idea, you go, let's look at some pictures, or maybe like just, surf the internet. Maybe something will pop up that makes you think of something. You never know. Well, anyway, like I said, I called it, based on the picture that we just looked at, picking up all the pieces. And this is what I wrote. When you feel like giving up, and we're drifting apart and falling out of touch, so alone, so far away, we make a lot of mistakes, now we don't feel the same. Picking up all the pieces. We're picking up all the pieces. So I'll say that whole thing again. When you feel like giving up, and we're drifting apart and falling out of touch, so alone, so far away, we've made a lot of mistakes, now we don't feel the same. We're picking up all the pieces. Picking up all the pieces. And when I came up with that, I took the picture as the opener, the conversation starter. And then I kind of just let myself run with the emotional feeling that it gave me. And then I put the picture away so that I could just write. It was a channel. It was like a way to open up a creative porthole so I could get started. And if that does that for you, that's wonderful. You could write the whole thing just based on that picture. Like that, he was a man nor machine. You know, you could have made a sci-fi song out of that picture because it's so sci-fi looking. I could have went that route too, but this is just where I ended up taking my story. You know, like I said, there's no wrong way to do this. So be your own director, be your own president and vice president. You know, this is your universe, so do whatever you like. So guys, I hope you enjoy this discussion about creative writing and why it's so important and what you get from it. And I hope you like my words, and I hope I want to hear your words that you wrote based on this picture. All right, guys, that's all the time I have today, but I love you and I miss you. And I can't wait to see what you wrote for this. And then tomorrow, we have melody writing class for Friday. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the words, well, I'm going to take the words that I wrote for this and try to write a melody for it and see where we come up with. So that's all the time we got. Love you, miss you. Be safe, stay indoors, go out when it's absolutely necessary. Until tomorrow, this is Joe Seavey saying good night, peace.